What's up, Greg? I hope you're all having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of Desperately Trying to Relate to Children. I've been having a bit of an issue lately. I feel like more and more as I get older, it's just becoming harder and harder to relate and make content for the youth of today. I just feel like everything's moving too fast, you know? It's just like memes die so quickly. What kids think is cool and funny dies so quickly. I don't know how to keep up. Did you see that meme last week that was like, they did surgery on a grape? What was that? I still don't know what that was about. Aside from the fact that they just did surgery on a grape, but like, is that the whole thing? Where did that come from? I guess it was like a robot that did surgery on a grape. By the time I figured that out, nobody was tweeting it anymore. So I missed that whole thing. Luckily, I found something that I think can help me out a little bit. It's a bit of a new source of inspiration. It's this account called Students Life. They've got 24,000 followers. It's an account for students, by students, and I'm gonna use it to learn how to relate to kids. I mean, just look at their bio. Anyone can answer to a question in the class, but who writes an exam, he becomes a topper. So I don't know what that means, but maybe I'll figure it out if I look at some of their memes. So this account just posts like student memes. It's about the life of a student, the grind, if you will. Dealing with teachers, dealing with homework, dealing with girls, boys? Maybe. All the shit that students are talking about today is in this account. So let's just go through this account and let's just together learn about all the stuff that kids are up to these days. Teacher, why are you talking during my class? Student, why are you teaching during my conversation? Hell yes. Okay, that's one thing that hasn't changed since I was a student. Teachers fucking suck. Trying to teach me and shit. Get out of here. Not really sure why the picture is of a minion though. Are kids really into minions these days? Duly noted. Students love minions. Would you slap your best friend for this? Hell yeah, I would. I'm a student, aren't I? Your friends will love you when you are there. This creature will love you even when you are not there. Hell yes, dude. This is what I'm talking about. This is student life. This is the life of a student right here. When I die, my dog is going to lay on my grave and cry. But I mean, that's just the life of a student. This account is so weird. They post literally 6 times a day. They've posted 6 times in the past 24 hours. Just straight student memes. They're not all fun and games though. Some of them have morals and are here to teach us students a lesson. Like this one. Respect your teachers. And here's a teacher who's like a candle and he's dripping wax into his students' heads. So basically he's like dripping his knowledge into their heads. I sort of get this one. Like, I understand the moral is that, you know, you should respect your teachers because they're giving you a very valuable resource. They're giving you knowledge. They've devoted their entire lives to sharing knowledge with the next generation. So it's important to respect your teachers. It's important to not tell them to fuck off when you're talking to your friend, like that first meme that we looked at. So it sort of contradicts that. But the whole metaphor of a candle dripping wax into the students' heads just like, it doesn't really hold up. Because knowledge isn't like a finite resource that somebody has. Like, you can't lose knowledge by giving it to somebody else. Otherwise, like when you have kids and you like teach them how to walk and talk, you would like forget how to do those things, right? Like at the end of the semester, is this teacher gonna be brain dead? He dripped all of his knowledge into everyone else's head and now he's just like in a coma or something. That takes this meme from like sweet and respectful to terrifying. It's like, hey, remember to respect your teachers because they've devoted their entire lives to learning this knowledge. And now they're transferring all that knowledge to you and withering away into the husk of a person they once were. So you better enjoy all that precious knowledge, because your teacher's dead because of you. This man is 31 years old and he wants to finish college. Salute to this guy. A salute to this brave 31-year-old man, taking steps to better himself, even past the prime of his life. It's a nice sentiment, it is. You know, you're never too old to go back to school, always keep learning. Well, first of all, this dude looks older than 31, and second off, I want to know what they Googled to get this picture, because this picture is definitely from a porn, right? Like this jacked, muscular, bald dude and this teacher with her blouse buttoned down to here. So this whole thing must be made up, right? It seems like this would be like a clip from a news headline or like a little clipping out of a newspaper, like 31-year-old local goes back to college to get a degree and we're all proud of him. But like, this whole thing is just made up because this is just a picture from a porn. I take back my salute. Jerry's house. Civil engineers should learn something from Jerry. Yeah, I think we can all learn something from Jerry. the cartoon mouse from Tom and Jerry. We should start digging holes in people's walls and living in them. I think we can all agree that would make the world a better place. That is one smart mouse. Honestly, we wouldn't even need to pay rent anymore. You can just walk into anybody's house, dig a little hole in their baseboard, cram your way in, and just make a little apartment in there. Live in their walls. Do you guys smell that? That's student life. Civil engineers could learn something from Jerry. If my classroom looked like this, I would never miss a class. Ooh wee! They got a whole classroom full of MacBooks from like 2004. If this is the life of a student, sign me up. If my classroom looked like this, I would never miss a class. I think I can speak for most kids when I say the only reason I don't go to class is because the classroom is not full of MacBooks. I failed so many classes in college because there weren't MacBooks in my classroom. I just didn't go. Here's another one with a pretty good moral. It's a conversation between a pencil and an eraser. I'm sorry. For what? You didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry you get hurt because of me. Whenever I made a mistake, you're always there to erase it. But as you make my mistakes vanish, you lose a part of yourself and get smaller and smaller each time. That's true, but I don't mind. You see, I was made to do this. I was made to help you whenever you do something wrong. I found this conversation between the pencil and the eraser very inspirational. Parents are like eraser, whereas their children are the pencil. They're always there for their children, cleaning up their mistakes. Sometimes along the way, they get hurt and become smaller, older, and eventually pass on. Damn. Just like teachers. What? But the kid's not responsible for the parents getting older or dying. They were gonna do that anyway. They should have just said, like, maybe kids make parents weaker at times, which I'm sure they do. But they're saying that, like, people deteriorating and getting older over time and eventually dying is like, yeah, it's their kids' fault. Nobody would die if they didn't have kids. People without kids live forever. The moral of the story is if you're such a shitty kid that your parents are literally withering away and dying, it's not your fault. They're supposed to do that. Though children will eventually find someone new, a spouse, parents are still happy with what they do for their children and will always hate seeing their precious ones worrying or sad. Yeah, I'll tell you guys what, I'm super glad I found my spouse after my parents died. Now I can suck the life out of her as well. But you know what? That's just the life of a student. Life is a constant battle to be replacing the people who you've drained all the life from. Don't feel bad if someone rejects or ignores you. People usually reject or ignore expensive things because they can't afford them. Huh. It's kind of a weird flex, but that's fine. Here's some student life shit, guys. That moment when you don't understand your own answers and you just stare at your piece of paper with a really nondescript expression on your face. What emotion is he supposed to be having right now? Like, the picture doesn't add anything to this meme because I can't tell what it's supposed to be implying. In fact, if anything, it makes it more confusing because now I'm just trying to figure out how he feels about his own answers. He's not frowning, he's not like making a disappointed face. Why did they even add this picture? Was it that hard to find someone frowning and staring at a piece of paper? Because he's not frowning. In fact, it almost looks like he's cracking a little bit of a smile. He's got kind of like a smirk going on. No matter how old I am, I'll always watch cartoons, as long as that cartoon is the Minions. I will only watch Minions because I am a student and students love Minions. If you remember this pencil, your childhood was awesome! That is the only determining factor in deciding whether your childhood was the shit or lame as fuck. Oh yeah, I remember this pencil alright, because my childhood was the shit, dude. I had one of these in the 4th grade, actually. Man, that was the same year as the accident. My whole family was just gone, like that. I'm the only one that survived. It's kind of funny, I've forgotten so many things between now and then, but I'll never forget the last thing they said to me. They all looked me right in the eye and said, "That's a dope fucking pencil." My childhood was awesome. Salute to all those girls who stay single just because for their parents' words. Another salute to the brave women of this country who don't date anybody because their parents said so. Girls who stay single are perhaps the greatest heroes of this country. What's up with this account and saluting people? Anybody that's doing anything that can even be considered remotely noble gets a salute from these guys. Is that a thing that students do these days? You just like salute anybody anytime they're doing something that you like? Yo, what's up, Colby? You going to the game tomorrow? Hell yeah, I am, Trent. I'll see you there. Yeah. We're students! This is the life of a student, baby! Okay, here's a good one to end with. The only day that everyone loves you. And then it's a picture of your grave. Jesus, that's fucking dark. And mean. It's trying to make this like societal claim like, oh, people only love you when you're gone. But it could also be taken as an insult. Like, yeah, the only time anyone's ever gonna respect you is on the day that you're dead, bitch. But I mean, hey, that's just the life of a student. All right, guys, well, that's it for today's video. If you're new here and you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. If you want to get some of my new merch, whether it be the Truly Greg t-shirt, the Greg hoodie, the Team Greg jersey, the fastest growing army t-shirt, or a new edition, new merch alert, there's a little Nutcracker Guy Christmas sweater. So if you want to get any of those things, go to DannyGonzalez.store or check out the link in my description. Thank you, Skylar Emerson, for turning on my notifications. You are truly Greg. I'll see you guys next time with a really interesting video where I murder Santa so I can become Santa. Bye.